Hi, this is a military modeller with an update on my HMS Astute, the attack class submarine from the Royal Navy. And this is Astute, HMS Astute, which was the first one, and basically it's called the Astute class, so there you go, so that's what it is. But it is a good book, Haynes Manual. Book basically gives you a good idea what's inside. Obviously at most that's top secret, so I'll be surprised if it's very similar but not quite right, I'm not sure. But anyway, so the manual, loads of nice photographs, and I don't know if you can see this, but you will do when I go and zoom in. I'm going to zoom in onto the actual conning tower, and as you can see as we go in, I've done a lot of cutting out on the conning tower area. Now it hasn't been glued together again, even though it's quite a nice joint it looks on the side when you see it in a minute. They're tightly held, and I'll explain what I've done inside there, and I'll do a photograph at the end of showing you what I did to attach it. So today I've got to take the top off and the bottom just to clean up. I'm still waiting for pedestals to come, so I need to have the pedestals attached on the inside with the bolt coming down, so that I can actually hold on to it and do painting and spraying with that's them attached. Plus they're already in place when I actually fix it to the base of a cabinet that I've got coming to put it in, so it's keep the dust off of the little girl. Anyway, so as you can see, you might be able to see a bit of white plastic there going across. That's because on the photographs I can see, and if I can show you a photograph and try and find it, I should have had it ready again. I keep doing this. I should have had a photograph ready. I know it's coming somewhere. It's a nice book. Here we go. No, still getting there. Here we go. I want the one looking down on top of the bridge. You can see him in there. Oh, here it is. Now this is a nice one, and I think you can see what I mean. If you look at that photograph, all those recesses were. Oh, sorry, start with this a bit. Sorry. If you see all those recesses there, you can see where their crew stands up, and there's a bar going across, and a bar over there at the back, which is already built into the kit. But I've actually taken the crew lower, so they actually can stand up in a recess that's deep enough. All these periscopes and bits of equipment, you can see it in there anyway, and you can actually see them like that. So I was tempted to cut them and bring them down, but I thought no. But I have opened up the recesses so it looks like it is down here, rather than the flat piece that comes across where it actually just pops up through little holes everywhere. So I've took them out. So it looks more like that. I've also got to build this bit of perspex around a little bit, because I think it would have been attached and detached, so it's some sort of a clip-on system. Yeah, so, and then this one's quite good because it shows you the important starboard lights, and that's what I'm going to see, the two elements of both. I might put a bit of faint red on them each one and green on the other side, just so you can see that little colour without being illuminated. So, whoops, sorry, not for me. So it's quite good. If I show another picture of the front of the strip, and then I'll call it quits for the book, because the book's very good. Right, here we go. This is a picture of HMS Ambush, and you can see there's a light there, or a hole there, which I've done. Now I'm going to check on it to see if it is a little light, the little one there, but it looks like it, and I've drilled a hole in that place. It is on the Astute as well, so I've got another picture of the Astute, so I've actually done it in the right place for that. But on another one, it seems to be further up this part of the bridge. You know, I've actually dug out the places where the lights go as well, so they're both on both sides. Took a little while drilling through and doing it, but if I come back a little bit now, or come down a little bit, you'll be able to see the front of the bow. There you go. And what I've done there is actually super glued the. I put all the bits and pieces. I wish I hadn't glued that on, but I'll explain that in a second. But I can still basically cut it and make it fix. Now, so when you look at a lot of photographs, this isn't as wide as this. I think this was a cover, because when one of the photographs I've seen in the actual Haynes Manual, she's one of the Astute classes in docks, and basically they've got that cover on there, and I think that covers and protects the actual original equipment that would be there raised. It looks more like a round little pole with on a slight angle at the top, which I can see. Now I'm tempted to leave that there for this build, because if I'd known, I'd most probably scratch built that as well. But I'm going to leave it like it is now, because it did have one in one of the ones in there, so could say it was in port when I'm sitting on my bed. But so I'm quite happy with that. But if I do feel I need to change it, I will. come back across here and all the way to the back. All what you can see now is basically fixed. This is fixed in place. It is loose. It comes out. That comes out at the bottom. This all lifts off the back, and these parts are glued in place. So, as you can see, I've basically finished the build. Apart from these rudders actually come off out of it. I've just stuck them in like that. I may put a drill a hole in it, in each one, and then run a brass rod across so I can push them in super glue so they can still move and still be permanently in the right position upwards. And that's what I'm thinking about doing. That would be quite an easy fix. All it means is I'd have the holes there, and I think you can see daylight through when I did it, when you look at it. So yeah, so it's yeah, so it's coming on quite nicely. If I zoom out again, oh, it's going the wrong place. Oh, let's get it out there, go to there. So that's basically what I've got so far, and as I said, you can see the join along it isn't too bad. A bit of glue, it may need a faint bit of filler going along there, but I might be able to do that with one that you actually put on, and then sell it when sellers just come along and wipe it off, so it actually fills the hole and leaves it smooth, so you don't have to do much sanding, because we have got some nice work there to actually also panel lines running down this sub, and I need to do that as well. Now what I've done inside the sub, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to take it to bits yet, but when I finish here I will take a couple of photographs of what it looks like inside, and I've cut all the joint. Oh, I'll show you on the instructions, that's me doing that. On the instructions, you can see here, these parts here where the joints have got two, they're all tubes, and the top half slots into it. The only troubles I found, when I did use them, it didn't line up properly. So I decided to bit the bullet, as it were, and cut them all off, and did a bit to the top one. So actually, then I went along with plastic strips and put little thick plastic strips, level the surface of this, but actually so it's a little slot all the way around. And I did it all the way for a bit on the front as well, all the way down, in bits and pieces. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way around both sides. So, and then kept sanding it to it, test fit, and dropped into place. So I've got something really nice for it to sit in, and once it's glued it won't come apart anyway. So so really that's what I was doing. Come quite nice, and I think it made a better fit. Of course it's going to be careful time doing it. I should do one side coming around, let it glue, leave it overnight possibly, and then come back in and then tidy up all these little raised bits here, because that's going to be a slight step which it won't have when I've finished with it. So there you go. So that's what we've got so far. I'll zoom back in onto the bit that I did all the work on. There you go. And as I said, that's the way she's going to look when she model's finished, with all the equipment up. But I will be trying to paint them the same colours it was in that photograph you looked at. It's like a goldy, sort of goldy bronzy looking colour, and so I should be doing some of that on them. And yeah, so anyway, that's as far as I can most I can talk about now on this. So thank you very much for watching, and I won't be putting any photographs up now, because basically I've just showed you in the instructions what I did. What I might do before I glue it, when I take it apart to glue it together, when the pedestals come, I will photograph it then so you can see it in the next video, so before it's actually glued together. So I'm going to be using a lot of grey tones on this, because I've seen some photographs, as you can see in a bit of the book. They're not all the same. You can look at each one. If they're a bit wet they look different, and if they're dry they look different. So I'm just going to go for pick one of the ways they look and then go for it, and that's the way it's going to be. But it's definitely going to be tonal, a bit of different tones everywhere, especially on these bits along here and round there. And I might even mask off the gold bits that are along this side. So, and we'll see how we go. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. And another thing I'd like to say is I haven't been back to my panther final reveal to do any comments yet. So I need to go back to that, because it was to do with my mum's passing away, and that was the first video I did afterward. So I'd just like to say thank you now for anyone that was who's watching this, that watched commented about my mother's passing away. She did have Alzheimer's, and she just stayed at home all throughout her problem. My sister was there, living there and looking after her as well, and we was all my other two brothers were and I were going over and assisting as well all the time. So it was a happy release really, because at the end she didn't know us, but an happy release. But just like to say thank you to everyone that's commented about it, and I was really really humbled for that. Thank you very much anyway, and I'll catch you on the next video of this one, which will be, well, when the pedal saws come on. I'm still waiting for them. They're in the post evidently, and they are in Britain, so it shouldn't be too bad, because once I get that done I can get stuck in. And I may or may not do anything with the bit of the front, like I said, because I've got a photograph which I can show you that actually shows that bit showing in dock, so there might have been a cover that they put over. Anyway, who knows, someone might know. And I'm a propeller at the back, and I called it a propeller or a screw. Someone told me the exact name, a US Mariner submariner, and he said what it was, and for this long video I'm going to have to write it down. But it is in the book as well, named similar. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm sorry about the mumbling. Happy modelling.